नमस्कार, अंतिम बाजी में आपका स्वागत है। आज मार्केट्स ने नई ऊंचाई को छुआ है और अब ट्रेडिंग का आखिरी 1 घंटा बचा है, लेकिन मार्केट में अच्छी तेजी फिर से एक बार देखने को मिल रही है। दिल्ली स्टूडियो से मैं हूं
और मैं हूं डिम्पी कालरा। तो मार्केट का जो आज का बिहेवियर है, नो डाउट वो काबिल तारीफ तो है, लेकिन आज इंट्राडे ट्रेडर्स को शायद कुछ ना मिला हो। वो इसलिए ना मिला हो क्योंकि बाजार ने जो गैप किया, शायद वही गैप को अभी भी प्ले करने की पूरी तरह से कोशिश कर रहा है मीर। और मार्केट के अंदर आप सेंटिमेंट भी देखेंगे ना, तो अब क्वेश्चन यही है जो सुबह आप भी बता रहे थे, उस समय भी ये बात चल रही थी कि बाजार हाई तो आ जाएगा, लेकिन उसके बाद क्या उसके बाद कैसे चलेगा, कौन चलाएगा, कितना चलेगा, ये क्वेश्चन अभी भी है। ये शायद सवाल पूरी तरह से भी बरकरार रहेंगे, क्योंकि मार्केट जब तक अपनी था नहीं देगा, अपना राइट नहीं बताएगा कि कैसे चलने वाला है, तब तक है समझना। और मार्केट में वैसे भी समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है। आप किसी भी बड़े से बड़े इन्वेस्टर्स को पूछ लेंगे, वो आपको एक लॉन्ग टर्म व्यू तो देगा, लेकिन लेवल्स शायद अभी थोड़ा रुक जाएगा, बताने में थोड़ा सा गुरेज कर सकता है। फटाफट से देख लेते हैं मार्केट के ऐसे पॉइंट्स जो कि आज इस बेसिस पर चला। आज बाजार में ऑल टाइम हाई का स्तर छू गया बाजार। अभी ये तो हालांकि 9100 के नीचे, लेकिन सुबह इसने 9121 का एक हाई भी क्रिएट किया है। दूसरी इंपॉर्टेंट बात, अगर आप सेगमेंट टू सेगमेंट देखेंगे तो सभी शेयर्स में, सभी सेक्टर्स में अच्छी खरीदारी है, लेकिन आपको जो अच्छी बढ़त दिख रही है वो निजी बैंकों में दिखी, ऑटो में दिख रही होगी, या फिर काफ़ी हद तक फार्मा में, क्योंकि सन फार्मा को लेकर जो खबर आई है इसने काफ़ी हद तक तेज़ी बनाई है। इंडिया विक्स 12% नीचे है, यानी कि आप इस चीज़ के लिए तैयार रहिए कि मार्केट के अंदर वॉलेटिलिटी अभी भी जारी रह सकती है। वो स्विंग ट्रेड का मौका आपको ज़रूर देगा इंट्राडे बेसिस पर, लेकिन शायद किसी भी कन्विक्शन के साथ टूटना या फिर चलना, उसके लिए भी समय ले सकता है। फरवरी की WPI इन्फ्लेशन 6.5 के पार है, ये थोड़ी सी चिंता की बात है, हालांकि बाजार इसको पूरी तरह से डाइजेस्ट करने की कोशिश करेगा। फेड की बैठक अगला पॉइंट है, एडवांस टैक्स अगला पॉइंट है, और साथ ही कच्चे तेल पर भी बाजार की नज़र है। इन तीनों चीज़ों को मार्केट अब इस चुनावों के बाद नोटिस करना शुरू कर रहा है।
बिल्कुल। खैर चलिए, अच्छी चीज़ ये है कि जो आप कह रहे थे, एटलीस्ट निफ्टी फ्यूचर्स को अगर देखें तो ये दोनों ही, आप मार्च की सीरीज़ को देखिए, अप्रैल की सीरीज़ को देखिए, लग रहा है दोनों ही 9100 के ऊपर इस समय होल्ड कर रहे हैं। 9108 आप देखिए, मार्च सीरीज़ के लिए 9108 पर निफ्टी है, और अप्रैल में भी अगर आप देखें तो ये 9134 पर इनफैक्ट इस समय होल्ड करते हुए। हमारे साथ इस समय मानस जायसवाल जुड़े हैं, और साथ ही खास मेहमान हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं, लियो पुरी हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं UTI म्यूचुअल फंड से। मिस्टर पुरी, गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू एंड प्लेजर हैविंग यू ऑन द शो एज ऑलवेज। सर, यू नो, आई मीन दिस वाज ऑलमोस्ट गिवन, सैटरडे काउंटिंग के नंबर्स जब आए उसके बाद इट वाज गिवन दैट मार्केट्स विल हिट अ न्यू हाई। द बिगर क्वेश्चन हियर इज दैट दिस हाई हैज़ हैपेंड आफ्टर ऑलमोस्ट अ रन अप ऑफ मोर देन 1000 पॉइंट्स ऑन निफ्टी, और अब इनफैक्ट ये फैक्टर्स सामने आ रहे हैं कि यू नो देयर इज गोइंग टू बी अ good visibility at the center and at various state level also, because Mr. Modi seems to be in firm grip at this point, and that gives us a good visibility. तो क्या हम ये कह सकते हैं that this run up or this bullish form that market is in, it is going to sustain?
No, it's a very happy day for the markets because it builds a stronger foundation for the market. But as you were saying, valuations have also run up alongside this. So I'm not someone who shares the view that markets are going to keep running at the pace that they have. I do think medium to long term markets will be well supported, but I think one should be a little cautious as well at this point in terms of asset allocation, and continue with a more systematic approach rather than rushing into the market. Two reasons for this. Valuations are quite stretched, and the global scenario remains very uncertain. So it's a happy day, but not a day on which investors should become reckless.
बिल्कुल मिस्टर पुरी, अभी यही चीज़ आगे भी हमको देखनी होगी, क्योंकि ऑल टाइम हाई पे तो हम आ गए हैं, लेकिन आगे चल के ग्लोबल सेंटिमेंट कितने इंपॉर्टेंट होंगे मार्केट्स के लिए, क्योंकि ट्रम्प है, उनके भी पॉलिसी का क्लैरिफिकेशन थोड़ा और आना है। अभी GST ड्यू है, एडवांस टैक्स के नंबर हैं, मॉनसून है, ये ऐसे ट्रिगर्स हैं जो इंडियन स्टॉक मार्केट को एक्चुअली थोड़ा मैच्योर होने में भी हेल्प करेंगे, और ये क्लैरिटी देने में भी हेल्प कर सकते हैं। आप कितना बिलीव करते हैं इन सभी पॉइंट्स में ये बाज़ार को वॉलेटाइल रखने वाले हैं?
ये जो ग्लोबल फैक्टर्स हैं वो अभी भी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट रहेंगे। we should not discount them. I think export-oriented industries will continue to face some challenges. Domestic consumption-oriented story तो वो तो चल रही है. Financials, consumer discretionary, I think all are looking quite strong domestically. But I do anticipate a fresh bout of volatility, perhaps over the next 3 to 6 months. European elections will have a big effect, not just Trump. Trump's own policies will further cause some instability. China and Japan also, there are serious issues. Japan, they may stop their stimulus in that country, which has supported growth. China remains very uncertain, and the tension between US and China could also rise, which will mean geopolitical stress could also go up. So I would be happy, but I will certainly not be complacent. I think this is the right time to remind people of the need for balance in their investments, balance in their asset allocation. We have built a much stronger foundation with the election victory. But you know, the election victory does not change fundamentals. Earnings are still to return strongly, valuations remain high, global events remain uncertain. So we are very happy about the strong foundation, which will support our markets. But this is not a reason for markets to run away.
Yeah, actually you have already partially answered my question that there is a strong floor, at least market जो है उसे एक firm support यहाँ से मिला हुआ है. Now, you know, Mr. Puri, एक ख़ास I would say characteristic जो Indian markets का रहा है पिछले 6-8 महीनों में, that's the domestic flows. Now, as the market scales new high, what is your outlook? Because primary market पे तो हमने देखा है, you know, I mean, good issues have been getting like multiple X times subscription. But do you expect domestic flows to continue through mutual fund route in the markets even at these levels, or do you expect them to actually go ahead and pick up now?
You see, I think domestic flows will remain steady. There are three different sources for this. One is the institutional source. So if you look at what has happened with pensions, EPF and NPS, there's a steady flow now coming towards equity markets from that direction. And that is a systematic flow which is coming into our markets. Secondly, there is continuing strong faith in the current government and its ability to carry out reforms. So many HNIs remain quite bullish despite the stretched valuations. As I said earlier, my view is people should be balanced. But for now, confidence and sentiment is running quite high. In fact, sentiment is probably running ahead of earnings, which is not unusual when you have such a positive political development, that sentiment will outrun earnings. But for now, they are continuing to hold. Redemptions have been quite low, even if fresh flows are a little bit slower than they were. Thirdly, one of the effects of demonetization will be that over the next 3-6 months, we do expect to see money that is sitting in banks start to search for higher yields and come into capital markets. Some of that will come to the bond market, some of that will come to debt funds, but some will also come to balanced funds and maybe equity funds. So we do believe that overall the domestic flows will remain quite steady and will definitely also provide support to our markets.
Right.
Absolutely.
But Mr. Puri, what you are clearly ruling out is that the recent run-up that we have seen in markets, जब ये demonetization के बाद, you know, I mean, if I was to refer to index, 8,000 के नीचे फिसला था निफ्टी और वहाँ से अच्छा खासा 12 से 15% का अपमूव हमने देखा है. Now from here to expect another 10% return maybe in next one year or so is little too optimistic according to you. ये जल्दी नहीं होगा?
I'm not wishing to say that we will not see healthy returns from equities. I'm merely trying to strike on what I fear is a moment of euphoria. I'm trying to bring some balance back to people's perspectives, because at the end of the day, it's our job also as a fund house to remind people to stay focused on the medium to long term. You may have 1 or 2 days of euphoria, and we are very happy about that. I don't want to dismiss that at all. I'm as happy as any of you or any of your viewers are to see this happening. But we must responsibly also state that the factors that support market strength, which is ultimately earnings and valuations, those are yet to come into line fully. Now, I hope the reforms will justify this. The reforms at this point are still to be fully executed. But the hope is with this mandate that you will see further liberalization, further attempts at privatization, further attempts at unlocking labor and land markets and restrictions, further efforts at bringing FDI in to kickstart the investment cycle, further relaxation on corporate taxation to enable domestic companies to start investing again, which they have not been doing. So, you know, one good result, however good it is, will not on its own remove all of these issues at one stroke. What it does is make us more optimistic, and some animal spirits come back, and we are happy about that. But we would also always strike this note of saying, keep one eye through the windscreen and one eye on your rear view mirror to be careful what is coming behind you. And we still remain in a market that will, in my view, give you balanced but not extraordinary returns. Better than inflation perhaps, but don't expect, I hope people are not lured into this market on false promises of a boom, because that will risk creating a bubble. We don't want a bubble in the Indian markets with very stretched valuations unsupported by earnings. We want to see healthy growth where valuations will grow in line with earnings. And for now, earnings need to catch up. At this point, earnings are yet to catch up with valuations.
नो डाउट खैर बबल हम भी नहीं चाहेंगे कि मार्केट्स में आए, क्योंकि अभी तक की परफॉर्मेंस इंडियन स्टॉक मार्केट की तो काफ़ी अच्छी ही रही है, एटलीस्ट बबल के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से नहीं थी। अच्छा मिस्टर पुरी, एक चीज़ और जानना चाहते हैं, इन 2016 और 17 की जब शुरुआत हुई तो जो कुछ एक पब्लिक सेक्टर यूनिट्स हैं या फिर कंपनीज़ हैं, गवर्नमेंट उसमें बहुत फोकस्ड है। एक्चुअली हमने देखा है कि CPSE जो ETF भी आए वो भी बहुत अच्छा प्ले कर रहे हैं इस समय। ये गवर्नमेंट की जो होल्डिंग्स है, जो अभी रिफॉर्म्स के बाद बोल रहे हैं, उसमें एक फैक्टर ये भी तो जोड़ सकते हैं ना कि गवर्नमेंट ट्रांसपेरेंसी लेके आना चाहती है, उन सरकारी कंपनीज़ की वैल्यूएशन को रिच करवाना चाहती है, बाद में उनको विनिवेश यानी कि डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट भी करेगी। ये एक ऐसा सेगमेंट हो सकता है जहाँ पे हमको ज़्यादा फोकस्ड करना चाहिए, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट को 2019 तक कम से कम अपनी परफॉर्मेंस दिखाने के लिए इन कंपनीज़ को भी अच्छा करना ही होगा।
बिल्कुल, ये बहुत पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट है। दिस फोकस ऑन PSU रिफॉर्म इज़ वेरी वेरी पॉजिटिव। देयर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ वैल्यू which is trapped in those PSUs. What has happened so far, to be honest, is little bit of cyclical recovery, because either you've seen cyclical low valuations and cyclical recovery, or some amount of commodity price rises, which again have pushed these valuations up in the short run. Long run, the value will lie on structural reform of the PSUs, better governance, better professionalization, management, boards, strategic flexibility. These are things which the government will have to work on in the next phase of public sector reforms. In fact, this is an area which has tremendous potential and a lot of benefit for both the markets and the broader economy. So far, we have not yet seen the full strength of what is possible. I think we've only tasted the beginning. But if we are to sustain an uptake in PSU valuation, the next stage can't only be a cyclical correction in valuation, it must be structural reform. And I really hope that with this kind of mandate, the government will have the courage and the vision to begin that process in earnest and take that forward. Tremendous value can be unlocked if that is done seriously.
Right. Now, you know, Mr. Puri, this, as you rightly said, that these triggers or the reforms and all will continue to play out, you know, on the sidelines as far as market is concerned. The second question, and the most obvious one, is the corporate performance apart from international triggers. Now we'll be heading into Q4 numbers soon. Usme, you know, there are certain pockets where there is a serious concern, like the banking space has the asset quality concern, or the telecom space has ARPU concern after Reliance Jio's entry. On these two sectors, what is your view at this point? Should we really expect some bleeding here in Q4?
Yes, the near-term outlook actually remains somewhat bleak there. All the three, if I take three important sectors, which is power, banks, public sector banks, and telecom, which you mentioned. I mean, you can see, first of all, the problem of leverage remains very high. You have more than 4 lakh crores of debt in the telcos. That industry is going through tremendous stress because of the entry of Jio and because of a lack of clarity in regulatory policy. It's not a happy situation that TRAI and DOT do not seem to be aligned in terms of how best to manage regulation, how to manage the process of the new entrant competing with the old. The rules of the game, if you like, need to be very fairly and squarely defined, keeping in mind the broader public interest, the interest of the banks, the interest of all of us, where we need a telecom sector that can keep investing. We want to see a healthy, stable telecom sector. We don't want to have prolonged instability in a sector of such vital importance. So this, I hope, will receive urgent attention. I'm not prescribing X or Y solution, but the fact is telecom is in need of very urgent policy, I would say, diagnosis and intervention because of the fact there is 4 lakh crores and because stakeholder interest is very high. Second, the PSU banks, this story has been going on for a long time, and I think it's time we revive the focus of the Bank Board Bureau on improving governance, improving professionalization, and creating the bank holding company, which is a step towards finally privatizing some of these banks. There can be no half measures here. There is no reason for us to have 26 public sector banks. We don't need that number. Every few years we have a potential balance sheet crisis, if you like, for reasons that I wouldn't just blame the banks. The whole ecosystem is to blame for that. But to create a healthy, more vibrant financial system, for once and for all, we need to solve the issue of the governance of public sector banks. And I hope now through the Bank Board Bureau process, we can attempt that. And power, I think a lot of good work has been done, of course, around power. But the sector is still under stress. We still have 60-70% of the assets in the sector where the interest coverage is less than 1. So the banks remain vulnerable despite all the good work that has been done to date by the Power Ministry. We are not out of the woods yet. So I don't wish to sound gloomy on what is a very, very happy day for, I think, the markets and the country. But again, yes, these you've highlighted 3 sectors which, with this strong mandate, I hope we'll see much more clarity, much more commitment to resolution than we have seen so far.
मिस्टर पुरी, एक छोटा सा सवाल मेरा यही होगा, ये कमोडिटी बेस्ड स्टॉक्स है ना, ये भी काफ़ी अच्छा चल रहे हैं. हमको 2016 के अंदर भी काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग मोमेंटम मिला. अभी ये 2017 और 18 में भी कंटिन्यू होगा?
ये डिपेंड करता है कि ग्लोबल सिनारियो कैसे चलेगी. If you have continued growth in China, which is a big question mark, the commodity cycle is going to be supported. ये थोड़ा binary बात है. If you see again faltering once again in China, commodity prices could come off. So commodities are not a single direction bet. I would not like to take a bet and overexpose myself to a view that the commodity cycle is now only going up. I think there is a healthier trend, a healthier support for commodities because global growth has returned, the US is doing well, and China seems to have averted any danger of being in meltdown or crisis. It seems to be stable. But Chinese growth could weaken again, and it's unclear what that effect would have. So I would be a little cautious and not take a one-way bet on commodities in this global environment.
एब्सोल्युटली. चलिए मिस्टर पुरी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे साथ इस बातचीत में शामिल होने के लिए. इट्स अ प्लेजर हैविंग यू ऑन द शो. थैंक्स फॉर जॉइनिंग अस एंड वी गेट योर पॉइंट दैट इट्स बेटर टू बी लिटिल कॉशियस देन सॉरी एट दिस पॉइंट. थैंक यू सो मच. एक बार देख लेते हैं स्पॉट में अच्छी तेज़ी कुछ एक स्टॉक्स हैं जिन पर देखने को मिल रही है. मैराथन नेक्स्ट को देखिए 20% ऊपर है. गोल्डन टबैको 16%, वीआईपी इंडस्ट्रीज़ पर 16% का मूव देखने को मिल रहा है। बॉम्बे डाइंग है जो कि 12% ऊपर है। कुछ और काउंटर्स जो कि अच्छे वॉल्यूम्स के साथ चल रहे हैं, इसमें सनटेक रियलिटी है जो कि 11% ऊपर है अच्छे वॉल्यूम्स के साथ। जुबिलेंट लाइफ साइंसेज है, पीएनबी हाउसिंग फाइनेंस है, ये करीब 8% ऊपर। ऑटोलाइन इंडस्ट्रीज़ ये 7.5% ऊपर है। ऑब्वियसली बजाज इलेक्ट्रिकल्स, आईसीआईसीआई बैंक, दीवान हाउसिंग फाइनेंस, इंडिया बुल्स हाउसिंग फाइनेंस, गीतांजलि जेम्स, इनफैक्ट हाउसिंग फाइनेंस के तो सारे ही स्टॉक आज बहुत अच्छा मूव दे रहे हैं।